May 21st, Microsoft held a conference and introduced us to the next generation Xbox called the Xbox One. Is it all it's cracked up to be? I'm going to talk about that today, the pros and the cons of the Xbox One, right here on this episode of Cena's Corner.
Cena's Corner.
What's going on, everybody? All right, I know it has been a while, but your boy is back. A lot of things went on with me this summer, but you're going to be seeing an awful lot more of me because this is also the very first video that I am shooting, not only here for Cena's Corner, but for Eggplante.com. So make sure you check out Eggplante.com. I'm the new video contributor over there with my boy Chris, who runs the site, and I'll leave the link down below here. So let's jump into why we are here for this video, and that is to talk about the Xbox reveal, the revealing name of the Xbox One. There's a lot of things to cover. I'll try to make this as short as possible, but we're going to talk about everything that they discussed here, and then I'm going to tell you what I feel that the pros and the cons of this system actually is. So let's jump into it. If you watch the press conference, me and my trusty iPad, by the way, we always go somewhere together. With this much information, no way I can pull this off the top of my head, so I wrote some notes. Let's jump into it here. The Xbox reveal, if you watched it at the beginning, he walks out and he says the Xbox currently leads the industry in sales, and that they're going to give us an all-in-one system that puts you at the center of the entertainment, but making it simple, instant, and complete. Now, a lot of people, I have read comments that said, how they were supposed to be for the casual gamer now, or the hardcore gamer, now they want to make all this the center. If you go back a decade ago, when Bill Gates first introduced us to the Xbox, Bill Gates did state that he wanted everybody in the world to own an Xbox, that at some point he would make it cheaper enough for everybody to own an Xbox in their living room, and he's done that. And two, that he wanted the Xbox not only to be a video game system, but to be at the center of your entertainment. And the way this is going, this is what this is shaped up to do. All right, so then they went on to talk about the Xbox One a little bit. So the Xbox is going to turn on the system, and it's going to instantly recognize you when you turn it on. So you're going to simply be able to walk in front of your TV screen and say Xbox on, and the Xbox is going to turn on itself, and it's your TV, from the way he made it sound, is going to instantly recognize you and it's going to sign you in. So there is no more logging in, there's no more waiting for game updates, there's no more waiting for system updates. This is all a part of their new always on. So as long as your Xbox is connected to a Wi-Fi connection, all of this stuff is taken care of for you so that you can enjoy playing playing games more than waiting. It also is going to remember what you were doing. So when you sign back onto the Xbox, if you're in the middle of playing Madden, or if you was watching a movie, and at some point you listen to music, on your new home screen, it's going to show you all of that. And you're going to be able to go back and resume whatever it was that you were doing before, because the Xbox One is going to remember what you were doing. Okay, at that point, they got a new area called trending, so you can see what your friends are doing, what they're watching, what they're playing, and then also what is trending around the millions of Xbox Live users that they do have. Now, the next thing that was very intriguing to me is that Xbox is now set up for you to watch television. So with the Xbox, you can watch TV. It takes you to live TV instantly just by saying Xbox Watch TV. The most thing for me, and I know maybe this isn't exciting to anybody else, but if you live in my house, you will figure out that I love them to death, but the people in my house is not very technologically advanced. I have all kinds of remote controls that I have bought over the years to try to make it easier for things in my house to be turned, all the way down to a $300-something Harmony One remote that I currently still have. With this, it excites me because from what they're saying is I'm going to be able to walk out, my wife's going to be able to walk out, my father's going to be able to walk out, whoever, and they're going to be able to say Xbox on, it's going to turn on, they're going to be able to say Xbox Watch TV. On top of that, no more channel surfing. So if you're wondering what channel this come on or that comes on, you don't got to surf for that anymore, because you're going to come out and you're going to say Xbox Watch CBS, Xbox Watch Sci-Fi, Xbox Guide. They have a new Xbox One Guide with the TV. So you pull the guide up and it's going to show you what's currently on. It's going to say Xbox Guide. You can see the guide, and you want to see the Today Show. If that's highlighted, you're going to say play the Today Show. So it's going to be all voice command. They have a new thing called grab and pan, which is exactly what it sounds. So you can actually, with gestures, you can grab and pan or grab and pull, or you can lift up. So the one thing he showed you, like if you're on your home screen watching the movie, you can grab it and you can push your hands in, and the home screen it will go back to home. If you want to watch the movie again, you got to put your hands apart, and the movie comes back into front view. I think that's kind of cool. The next thing that they added was snap mode, that allows you to run more things at the same time while you're watching TV. And the example that he showed was pretty much watching ESPN basketball. He was LeBron James on his fantasy team, and as soon as LeBron scored, a little emblem popped up at the top and said LeBron had just scored, and all he said was Xbox fantasy team, and on the right side it pulled up his whole entire fantasy squad, and with his phone using smart glass, he was able to go ahead and look at other things pertaining to his team and his league. Okay. The other thing that's new now is Skype on Xbox. One widescreen, HD, and Xbox is the only console that's going to allow you to do video call. So now, as he put it, you have Skype on the best living room camera that there is. And we're going to talk about the specs here in a minute. And then ESPN is what they're using. They're still partnering with them. So that's going to be linked into your fantasy. And just by, like I said, just by saying show fantasy, everything popped up. So he could see that while he was watching ESPN. All right. Now, Mark Whitten did come out and he talked about the power behind what the Xbox One is. So let's touch on that, because everybody want to know what's up underneath the hood of this that's making this run this way. It's always connected and ready. Now, I know a lot of people said that this always instant on the go thing makes them concerned. Well, if we really want to be honest, all of our systems we have now is currently instant and on the go. It just isn't like this. So if you have a Wi-Fi connection in your PS3 and your Xbox 360 right now, and if you have a portable like a Vita and you have Wi-Fi connected to it, whether you really want to admit it or not, that thing is always on. It is always online and is always doing things. Case in point, I have a PS3 and I'm a Plus member. So I have it set up to where all of the downloads, whatever it needs to do, system-wise or games, will do that for me while I'm off the console. So every time I sign into my console, it tells me, oh, we've downloaded this, downloaded that. It couldn't download anything if it wasn't always on. Xbox does the same thing. If you're in the middle of downloading something, you turn the Xbox off, it continuously downloads that until it's over, then it fully turns the Xbox off because it's always on. 5 billion transistors and 8 gigs of RAM. Has an 8-core CPU. Has an 8 gigabyte system memory. A 500 gig hard drive. It does have a Blu-ray drive. It has an 802.11n wireless with Wi-Fi Direct. Has an HDMI in and out. And it has USB 3.0 ports. That's the Xbox One. The Kinect new specs is we have a full 1080p high definition RGB camera, 30 frames per second in color. They have a new, what they call TOF, it's a time of flight technology, microphone arrays, and it processes over 2 gigs of data at a time. Now, what this is allowing the Kinect to do now is to do more precise movements. And he kind of showed a boxer and somebody doing yoga is able to now pick up the smallest movements from your body. So if your wrist just slightly pops, it's going to pick that up and is allowing you to really play like games like UFC more effectively, because it's able to track what you're doing when you're throwing that punch or coming around. It can pick that up, where right now, as good as the Kinect is, it doesn't pick up every single thing that you do. So imagine if you play Dance Central, being able to pick up every knee lock and every toe stump and every finger roll. This is what the new Kinect for the Xbox One is supposed to do. All right, the controller, they said, has over 40 different design innovations that are new that they put into this controller. The controller looked very good. They did move the Xbox button, just go in the middle to the top, but that controller did look pretty bad. I can't wait to get my hands on it. It looks far more comfortable than what we currently have right now. All right. Then we want to talk a little bit about Smart Glass. Smart Glass is going to be updated. If you don't have Smart Glass and you have an Xbox, you need to go download that. Smart Glass allows you to take over your Xbox from your phone. And a lot of these demonstrations, like with the whole entire fantasy thing, he was showing that he can scroll through the league, he can look at who's on top. Well, he was doing that with Smart Glass. They're trying to make Smart Glass be an all-in-one with the Xbox One. And now that the Xbox One has Smart Glass built in, no matter if you're on Android or you're on iPad or whatever it is that you have, iOS, Android, whatever, that your mobile devices are going to react as if it was built to be with Xbox One. All right? So, like I said, it's nearly part of the platform. And if you pick up your controller, it recognizes you and the controller. So what he basically was saying is, you just walk in the room, you pick up your controller, it's going to recognize you picked the controller up, it's going to recognize you, bam, you're online. Lag free, time to go. Just the way that they said it's going to work, okay? Now, they said that the new Xbox Live, okay, so the Xbox Live servers currently, right now, whether you guys know this or not, so this is important, because we all talk about servers and laggy and they need more servers. They have 15,000 servers now that runs the whole entire Xbox Live. But now with the Xbox One, they will have more than 300,000 servers running to run everything behind it because of their new cloud innovation and everything else. So basically, if it's done right, this should be the best online gaming experience, lag-free experience that you can have with 300,000 servers. Everything is going to be stored into the cloud, okay? So that basically means that, I don't know, they didn't say game saves, or what I'm thinking it is, and they talk about trending topics and seeing what your friends do in real time, that all that information is going to be stored to the cloud so that it's seamless. So whenever you want to pull that up, there it is. We do have cloud storage now, but they didn't really touch on that, because a lot of things they tried to save for E3, okay? A dedicated game DVR is built into the Xbox One. Now, there's a lot of us that has HD PVRs. What he's trying to say now is that's no longer necessary because they're going to build in an in-game DVR, and it's going to have a suite of editing controls so that if you're playing Tiger Woods and you made this hole-in-one that you want to put up right now, you can stop right then, you can edit it, and you can send it to where you're going to send it to. I'm assuming YouTube, Facebook, everything. So that for those of us, or for those of you that don't have an HD DVR, you ain't gonna need it. And I'm thinking now with this, I'm only gonna need my HD DVR if I'm actually doing presentations that I'm not doing inside of a game. Okay. Your achievements is gonna become dynamic, and other than people just looking at your achievements that you did, they're gonna tell a story of how you game, and it's gonna also help them to connect you with bigger matches and with more players. Okay, so they're saying that the achievements are going to be so dynamic, it's going to tell a story of how you got this achievement, so achievements are going to be better. Can't wait for that. At that point, they had Andrew Wilson from EA come out, and he said that there's 4 games right now that they're working on with the Xbox One, which is FIFA, Madden, NBA Live, and UFC. My friend Milt said that he was shocked that they came back with NBA Live. I'm kind of not, because of the fact that I think this is what they've been waiting for to try to take on 2K. Over the last several years, being a basketball fan, the NBA Live has done nothing. 2K has pretty much shut them down, and I think this is what they've been waiting for. So those 4 games are in development. My friend Nick said no hockey. I'm thinking there's no hockey right now. They did say that there are more EA titles that's in the works, so I wouldn't count hockey out yet. But FIFA, Madden, FIFA and Madden has been their 2 biggest ones. NBA Live was big until 2K stepped in, and UFC has been, in my opinion, a so-so franchise for them. So I'm thinking that they're using the Xbox One to bring them out of that a little bit. They have a new EA Sports system called the Ignite, which is a new game engine, and they 4 times more calculations per second is what this is going to let you do. So it's supposed to be more fluent, move more real. So you need that real movement if you're going to do like a UFC type thing, especially if you're going to jump off a cage and kick you. They're going to have living worlds with living crowds. And then they're going to daily stream content to make it live. So that means that no more what we see now. All of the worlds and all of these games are going to be alive. There's going to be 3D crowds, and they're going to really react to what you're doing. And then they're going to stream up-to-date information of these games continuously so that the game stays live. Then they're saying here, probably at E3 again, they're going to talk to us about the #1 mode of FIFA. And he should have said Madden 2 because it is, which is the Ultimate Team mode on Xbox. So if they're going to talk about FIFA Ultimate Team, they're probably going to talk about Madden Ultimate Team too. So we're going to be really in for a treat. After that, Phil Spencer came out. He wanted to talk about Forza Motorsports 5. Forza Motorsports 5 looks really good on the Xbox One, and it's going to be available when it launches. Then they showed a game called Quantum Break, which looked pretty good. And then they said that there's more titles in development now than ever. Okay, so basically they're saying now with the Xbox One, they're producing and developing more games now than they ever have with the previous Xbox system, and that they're going to do 15 games this year for the Xbox One. Okay, Nancy Tellum came out. Talked a little bit more about TV. She said the TV is going to be personalized for you. And they're now looking at using Xbox One in shows. She used to work for CBS and a couple other companies. So they said that shows like CSI is looking for ways to use the Xbox One. If they can do that, that means us as gamers and players is going to benefit from that. Bonnie Ross from 343 Industries came out with an announcement that everybody was waiting for. Just not in the format. Everybody said that something Halo would be coming, and it is. They said it's coming in the form of a TV show, not a game. They have Spielberg, Steven Spielberg, richest producer in the world, director in the world, is going to be over this Halo TV series. All right, then they announced that there is now an official partnership with the National Football League, NFL. It's going to redefine how we watch football, and the experience on Xbox only that we can get on Xbox is going to take us beyond what we ever could see on the football. They're actually going to outfit teams with Xbox One technology to pump this stuff directly back to the Xbox One. I really can't wait to see that. When it came time for them to say whether or not that when it was going to be released, they said launching later this year. That's all they said. And they said more at E3. Then they showed us a world premiere of Call of Duty Ghost, which looked phenomenal. They also made the statement that all DLC would be exclusively available at least first on Xbox One. And that was it. They called Eric Hirsch out. He talked a little bit. He played the first ever trailer live nationwide of Call of Duty Ghost. And then that was it. So basically, let me tell you what I kind of think. First of all, they said Call of Duty Ghost says it's going to be released 11/5. So that makes me speculate that we're going to see the Xbox One between sometime middle or late October or right around my birthday, which is November 1st. So before I tell you everything else that I'm thinking about this, let's address the biggest elephant right now that is in the room when it comes to the Xbox One. My page over at Facebook has been blowing up because I put a thing up there and said, if there's any question we to address in the video, let me know what they are. And of course, the #1 question and debate that came up was backward compatibility and used games. Matter of fact, my friend Carly Cosby was one of the ones that really wanted to know about whether or not there's going to be used games or whatever, backward compatibility. Then my friend Joshua Park and I had a little bit of a chat about that because of a couple of articles. So let's address that elephant in the room right now. First of all, let's just cut to the chase. There is no backward compatibility at all with the Xbox One, with the Xbox 360 games. Now, the #1 reason for that is the same reason why the PS4 is saying they can't do backward compatibility is because of the new advanced new advanced hardware and all the system changes. What I think is going to happen is exactly what my friend Milt said, is they're going to make all of these old games at some point available online. I realize that's not fair because you're going to have to end up rebuying them again if you want to play them. But it is what it is. There is no backward compatibility at all. However, your gamer score will be transferable. You're not losing any of your gamer score. You don't got to start over. That's going to all transfer over. The other sad thing about it is not only do we not have backward compatibility, but any games that you now own from the Xbox Live Marketplace will not carry over either. So if you're going to go Xbox One and you don't have another Xbox 360 or you're not going to have an Xbox 360 at all, I would stop buying things off the marketplace because you're not going to be able to take them with you. And at this point, as far as I'm concerned, it's just going to be a big waste of money. So that solves that elephant in the room. No backward compatibility. The other one was, the rumor had been going around for months that there is supposed to be no used games on the PS4 and the Xbox One. The PS4 and the press release said nothing about it. Neither did the Xbox One, but it seemed like some bigwigs was talking about it. So our friends over at Kotaku had an article up that was entitled, "You will be able to trade Xbox One games online," Microsoft says. So I don't want to paraphrase what they said. I appreciate Kotaku, so I'm going to read to you verbatim what was written, and then we'll get into what I think and we'll close this out. So here's what's going to happen. Xbox One games will require a one-time activation code to use, but you still be able to trade and sell them online, Microsoft tells Kotaku, although we're not 100% clear on the details. Speaking to us at the big event in Redmond today, Microsoft Corporate Vice President Phil Harrison clarified a couple of details about the system's used game policy and explained that there would be a solution for people who want to trade their games with their friends. Here's how the system works. When you buy an Xbox One game, you'll get a unique code that you enter when you install that game. You'll have to connect to the internet in order to authorize that code, and the code can only be used once. Once you use it, that game will then be linked to your Xbox Live account. It sits on your hard drive, and you have permission to play that game as long as you like. Other users on the console will be able to play that game as well, so you don't need to buy multiple games per family. With the built-in parental controls of the system, it is shared among the user of the device. But here's the kicker. If you want to bring a game disc to a friend's house and play there, you'll have to pay a fee, and not just some sort of normal activation fee, but the actual price of that game. In order to use a game's code on a friend's account, think of it like a new game. So in short, what it's really saying is there's only bits on this disc. When you take that disc home and you put that disc in, it's going to ask for a code. That game downloads to your hard drive. Bam, you got it. I want to run over to my friend's house. We're going to sit down. We're going to play the game. I bring my disc. I put it in. It's going to say, bam, let me get $60, please. Because now it's treating his console as if it's a new game. They're actually looking at this as being a better way. If your friend don't got to run to the store, you can just bring it to him. He likes the game. He buys it. Now you got to pay to play that at your friend's house. But if you sign in with your profile at your friend's house and you put that disc in, you can play at your friend's house under your profile for free. No fee at all because you already own the game. But if your friend says, man, this game is cool, I want to borrow it, and you say, borrow my disc, before he can play that game, he or she is going to cough up $60 to Xbox because that's how they want it to be. The bad thing about that is that's going to not sit well with GameStop. GameStop is the biggest trade-in shop in the world. They deal in all used games. They make a lot of profit off of all used games. But now with the Xbox One being this way, there is no need because no one's going to buy the disc because it's a one-use code. You've used it, and they're going to have to pay $60. So why walk into GameStop and pay them? Let's just say rough figure $14. Then you got to go home and spend another $60 to play the game. It ain't going to happen. But further on the article, it does say that they don't know how it's going to work yet, but there's going to be a way that we can take our used games and we can sell the game off as if we're going to GameStop and trading them. But we just don't know what we're going to get in return yet and how much. So we don't know if we're going to get Microsoft points or we're going to get games back. So those are the two elephants that was in the room. Let me give you my brief synopsis. I think the Xbox One is going to be a fantastic system. I think they're both at ground zero, the PS4 and the Xbox now, because neither one of them is offering backward compatibility. If Xbox does this right, they will still remain the giant because they have something, I'm sorry, that Sony doesn't have, and that is a whole ton of partnerships with everybody in the world. Okay, they was the first one to do Netflix. They was the first one to do Hulu. Now they have the NFL. Now they have ESPN. For them to pull off this whole entire watch live TV from the Xbox, they're gonna have to partner with every major satellite and cable company that there is in the world, and maybe nationwide, because we have Canadian and people in France and Sweden that uses this system. Right now, they have Infinity or Xfinity, and they have Verizon, which is Fios. That right now, if you have an Xbox 360 and you subscribe to either one of these two, you can sign in your account and watch TV through your Xbox. Today at the release, he said that he was watching TV on Comcast. So that just goes to show you that in his area is Comcast, they're going to have Comcast. I'm looking for them to pick up Comcast and at least DirecTV before either E3 is over or they're going to announce that right before launch. If you're going to do any type of TV like this, you cannot skate on DirecTV, that's for sure. Because there's more people that run DirecTV right now than they are that runs cable. Okay, let's see a couple more points. I think it looks really good. I think it's gonna, I think that above everything else, and I'll throw a comparison down here in the comments because I do have a comparison page that I'll give you that compares the Xbox One with the PS4. Just some of the things real quick. They're integrating the smart glass. That's smart. All of the things that they have in here, from the 8-core to the 500 gig to the 8 gig system, I think that they're running a little bit more powerfully than what the PS4 is. Their game sure does look a whole hell of a lot better than what the PS4 games that they showed looked, and we have only seen the tip of the iceberg yet. They actually showed a comparison side by side of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 and Call of Duty Ghosts, and let me tell you something, folks, it was a world of difference. You can just look at it and tell that. So with all of that, with the Kinect, with the live TV, with the ESPN, with the integration with NFL, some people said they thought this was going to be a big disappointment. Well, let me say this. To a PS4 fanboy, it's the worst system in the world. Just like to an Xbox fanboy, the PS4 is the worst system in the world. If you're like I am and you kind of stand in the middle and you just want the best that you can get out of whatever gaming system you have, you're going to be able to take something from both. I haven't done anything on PlayStation yet, but that's next. I will get to that. But the thing is, casual gamer, hardcore gamer, whatever. In my opinion, a good system should be one that everybody in the family can use. Everyone doesn't live with hardcore gamers. I am a hardcore gamer, but my wife isn't. She doesn't want to fiddle with how to turn it on, what to turn here or here. So I think they're going really smart with that. Do I think that they stabbed themselves in the foot pretty much with no backward compatibility? I'm going to say yes and no. Yes, because of people like me who has a whole big library invested in the 360, that's sad. But I also have two Xbox 360s. So one I'll trade in, one I'll keep. So that solves my problem right there. The other one is no, because of the fact that the PS4 is doing the same thing. So the only way that PS4 to stab themselves in the foot or the Xbox stab themselves in the foot is if one would have had backward compatibility and the other one didn't. We're not in that situation right now, so it's fair game, it is even. So tell me what you guys think. I have a lot more tips I can say and talk, but I've made this video long enough, and I want to get what you guys think about this. So tell me what you guys think. Leave me some comments. Do you think that the Xbox One, which I still like the original name, the Xbox 720, but that's just me. But do you think the Xbox One is what it's cut out to be? Are you going to go out and buy the Xbox One? Or are you still on the fence because you want to see what else that they're going to give us at E3? They said over, 15 games, 15 brand new exclusive games that's coming out for the Xbox One this year. Okay, so a lot of those we're going to see at E3. So let me know what you think. Of course, I'm going to have full E3 coverage, both here and over at Eggplant. Some things may just be at Eggplant, some things may just be here. So you guys got to stay tuned into me to find out where it's going to be. Again, make sure you check out eggplant.com. I'll leave the link down here. That is now one of my new homes. I'm working with my boy Chris and his crew over there to bring video over there, and I'm hoping that I can do them some justice. To all of my loyal fans out there, I thank you guys who's been with me all this time and you are still here. To all of you new people, I see you signing up. I appreciate you coming and I hope that you like my channel and you stick around. So you guys know how to reach me, Cena@CenasCorner.com, and you can also reach me at Twitter at Cena5401. Let me know what you guys think about the Xbox One. I'm looking forward to hearing it. Until next time, it's your boy saying peace, love, keep rocking out, and I'm going to catch you guys next time.